have another stitching project for you. This is the first of two that you're going to see this coming weekend. This one goes live today and the other one goes live tomorrow. This is a cut file from Paige Evans, and I drew it on my silhouette and then stitched it everywhere. I used two different colors of stitching threads, and I'm showing you here my idea. So I have a couple of packs of Spiegelmom Scraps sequins, and I initially thought I was going to fill the centers of these flowers with more flowers, but I didn't in the end. I just used some of this round sequins. I'm going to be using products from my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, which features Amber Moon by Prima. And I'm going to go ahead and start by backing my photo with this beautiful, beautiful fall, autumn pattern paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and decide to mat it with vellum as well to give it some softness. So I don't show my stitching when I stitch backgrounds, mostly because I can't stitch real well at my scrapbook desk. I have to do it in my bed with a heating pad on my shoulder. So yeah, but it's really easy. It's just a back stitch, and if you have a silhouette and sketch pens, you can pretty much stitch anything you want. So I'm going to use this little cut apart card as a place to write my journaling. This layout is also very loosely based on a sketch that we were using this week at Spiegelmom Scraps. I will post a photo of the sketch along with a photo of the layout on my Facebook. And you can also find it on the Spiegelmom Scraps Instagram, where this layout will be posted as well. The layout will be posted today on the Instagram, and then it will pop up onto mine tomorrow. So I'm just adding my journaling here with my Muji pen, and I kind of wrote a book. And now I'm going to get out my Wonder Woman muscles, and I'm going to punch some circles. I do think it's time to replace the circle punch. My circle punch is probably 16 years old, and I have sharpened it. I've gotten so many comments about what I should do to sharpen my circle punch, and trust me, I've tried it all, and it's just ready to be replaced, I think. So until then, Wonder Woman muscles to the rescue. So the sketch we're following had some circles, and so I just decided that I wanted to add the circle element around my photo and kind of use it as a cascading mat to layer my title and some of my elements on top of. And so I'm just adding some circles everywhere and inking everything with my vintage photo distress ink. I chose another pattern paper, so I punched out all of that floral. And I still felt like there were gappy spots in my circle clusters here, and I wanted to add just a couple more, so that just a couple more. So just tucking them in there, kind of giving a nice spot. I know what my title is going to be, and so I just want to make sure that I have the space I need for my title. And I just don't, it was all about the gappiness, places that I thought were gappy. As funny as that sounds. So I cut those two little strips away, and I'm actually going to use them to bring some more of that pattern into some other parts of my layout. And now I went through and had the Great Letter Alphabet sticker search. I'm really trying to use up some of my alphabets, but it's not working because I always don't have E's, or I always don't have A's, or I don't know. I have another layout that I want to do today, and I want a big long title in that one too. So let's see how many letter stickers I can use. These letter stickers are, I believe, crepe paper. They're like a dipped wood, and they're gorgeous. And guys, they're super sticky. They don't need any extra adhesive. So I'm going to cut a little bit of ribbon shape onto these strips, and then I'm going to layer them up at the top to pull some of that pattern and some of that color up to that corner. I was very, very careful. I did all of that gorgeous stitching, and I did not want to cover it up. So I left a little gap in my heart, and I think I did pretty well at not covering up too much of it. A little bit got covered, but I had also skipped. There are also spots on the cut file I didn't stitch because like I knew where I wanted to put my photo and some journaling and stuff like that. So ultimately, while I did cover some of it up, I didn't cover a ton of it up. And so I'm just going to kind of offset these two little things. If you're wondering about the photo and the journaling, this is my oldest son. For those of you who follow my channel quite often, you know that he has autism. We were at a fall festival this past fall, and by the time we were ready to leave, he was done. He was so ready to be done. So we were sitting on a park bench kind of waiting for my husband and my younger son, and he just laid his head on my shoulder, which is so awesome and never ever happens. Like he's not affectionate. So for him to be like that tired and that like just that he wanted his mama's comfort, that's like unusual. Plus he's 17 and we were in a public place and he was still like just put his head down on my shoulder. So I totally just had to take a picture of that. But yeah, as it turned out, he actually was getting sick, and that night and into the next morning, he started to get sick and started to feel pretty miserable. So this was kind of like the beginning of it. But he, he just laid his head on my shoulder, and I was like, oh my word. So I snapped a photo, and you can tell from the photo, like, he's not paying any attention to the fact that I was taking a picture of him. But I knew that I just had to scrapbook this photo right away because I still had that memory. It was nice and clear in my head, and so I wanted to document it because it's something that so rarely happens. And the older he gets, the less it will happen. So anyway, I went ahead and grabbed a couple just very small embellishments. I didn't want to embellish a ton. I just wanted to embellish a little bit. So I got some of these really thin, gorgeous wood veneer leaves that were in my kit. I got some of the little die cuts. And I think I grabbed the puffy stickers at some point, and I just add a little heart above my journaling. So not a ton of embellishments because I really wanted the stitching to be the main focus of this layout. I also grabbed some of my little glue dots and added some sequins to the flower centers. And I'm going to add some sequins, kind of sprinkle them around my layout in a little bit. So the two types of sequins I ended up using is Heartland Autumn and Rollin' Rustic. Rollin' Rustic is like my absolute favorite sequin mix that came out in this new release. There's one other one that has these gorgeous pink and wood grain sequins. I think it's called Spring Wedding. That one I'm going to use in the layout probably next week, maybe. But the Rolling Rustic, you guys, there is a sale this week. So today is Thursday. Tomorrow's Black Friday. There is a sale running tomorrow that, or I think it's running now too, but get some Rolling Rustic sequins. The point of all of this chit chat and rambling is go buy some Rolling Rustic sequins because they're gorgeous and beautiful. And I keep going through them like crazy. I almost want to like go back in and buy more because I have 2 packs, but that's not enough. So there's where I add that cute little puffy sticker, and now I'm going to go ahead through and I'm going to grab some more super pretty sequins, these ones, and I'm just going to sprinkle them all around the layout. So I used my bling glue dots for the centers of the flowers, but now I've kind of switched over to the wet glue. The reason for that is that sometimes when I'm sprinkling sequins and I'm not 100% sure of exactly where I want to put them, I like to use the wet glue. It just seems easier than pulling out the big roll of blings, but the blings definitely work better. So I added some staples to those strips and also to my little leaf die cut. And now I'm just adding I add the heart and the butterfly, and I kind of think I want to add a third leaf somewhere, but it doesn't look right anywhere. And so I think this is pretty much where I call this layout done. Maybe I add more sequins because, you know, more sequins. Yeah, so I think I'm pretty done. I'm just going to go through and add the sequins, and yeah, I think we're pretty much finished. Be sure to check out the sale over at the Spiegelmom Scraps shop, and have a wonderful day, and be on the lookout tomorrow for another video with a stitched background. Bye!